What's up, guys? Today I'll be showing you an installation video of the AEM cold air intake, this big box here, for the BMW F48 X1. This is a 2019 model that I've had for about 5 years now. And yeah, I really love the car. I've done, as you can see, some things in cosmetics. I've done some work on the exhaust, which I'll show. And right now, this is going to be my first modification underneath the hood. So yeah, I mean, I figured I'd start off relatively simple. I've done a lot of research into this to see how it's installed. That's something that even I could do. So I'm not very good with, I mean, I'm decent with like car stuff. I've done a lot of the body work to the car myself, like the rear diffuser. Yeah, and little bits of things here and there. But yeah, this is going to be the first thing I'll be putting together underneath the hood. Alright, so let's get this bad boy opened. Okay, so we've got everything unboxed. So all the parts. And the cool thing is they show this this chart here. It shows the difference between a stock and a X1 with the AEM. So it has an increase of about 12 horsepower. I'm guessing that's probably without any additional mods or tunes. So here we have the installation instructions and all the components included, the parts list on the side here. And below that we have the directions. So which continues on the back of this sheet, which is pretty cool. That's very nice of them to include the instructions there for the installation. So I'll be going through all the parts here to make sure that everything came with the box as it should. So the first thing here is the intake tube, which is part A. This piece here, and that's what we have there. The CDC parts are, and then the parts below the E, F, G. Most of those parts are going to be in this bag. All the washers, bolts, clamps. So those look pretty much taken care of. The two bigger pieces we have up here. 1, 2. We have this. This is the part D. Part D is the hose. Right there. So we have that part. This is part R, I believe. Part R is the adapter filter. Then we have the actual filter in the box right there, which I believe is part T. Yes, air filter. Then we have the clamps again. That's probably a different clamp. There's probably a clamp included for the intake. So this is the filter itself. Pretty big boy here. And the clamp there is actually included with it. So S and T are together in this box, which actually also includes a third decal in case 2 wasn't enough. So yeah, these are all the parts that came with the box right there, which I ordered from Amazon, not directly from the website itself. I figured it'd be safer, better way to order it on Amazon, rather than the website, just in case of any issues. But yeah, next we'll get into the installation part. All right, so let's go ahead, open up the hood. Okay, walk around. So like I said before, no real mods done underneath the hood. I wouldn't really count a painted engine cover as a mod, but that's something I did in addition to the other cosmetics on the outside of the car. This is the factory air filter, the plastic covering, and the AEM intake will be a whole lot prettier than this. Okay, so we'll start off by removing these two nuts here. Get that one loose. Get that one loose as well. Do it by hand. When done, we got this one. Nice and easy. Go. All right, now we got both of those out. After you remove those two nuts, you do now shimmy it out, just like this. And should, yep, snap right out, just like that. Okay, after removing this piece here, go ahead and remove the hose clamp. Once we remove this, we'll be able to remove the top part of the filter box. Okay, get it to where it's loose, just right about there for me. After you're done loosening that part, next thing you need to do is remove this rubber grommet here that's holding the hose. Just gonna be gentle, just wriggle it out. It's in there pretty good, so just gonna pull straight up and hold down on the filter box itself. There we go. Okay, now that's off. Gonna pull it up and out of the way. Next step will be to remove the sensor here with, I believe these are T15s. I know these are T20s on the box itself. So there's one here, one there, and then another one below there. Just the reason why we had to remove this rubber grommet. So we'll start off removing these two T15s. Here, kind of finagle your way to that spot. There's the other one. Now we can take out this piece. There we go. It's up and out of the way. So we'll put this underneath right there. Now that this is tucked up underneath, the strut bar should be able to remove these three T20s in order to remove the top part of the cabinet filter box. So start off with this one down in the right corner. Just make sure I can get the light in there for you guys to see. It's tricky. Right, there's one. There. Okay. Last one in that left corner. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now that you've removed those three, these are actually T25s. So Once you've removed those three, you should carefully be able to pop out the top cover. Keep your hand on the back piece here and wiggle your way out of the top piece. There we go. Good thing I was wearing glasses, so I almost smacked myself in the face. Okay, now that you have that top piece removed, it's always good to cover the hole. Make sure nothing falls into it or goes inside. Just like that. I almost forgot a step. This part here will also need to be loosened since that holds the lower part of the intake. I'm not entirely sure if the lower part will also be removed, but the instructions called for this to also be loosened. Okay. So if that's loosened, we can proceed to the next step of putting together the intake itself. Our next step will be to assemble the mounting studs for the lower heat shield. This part here. No, one of the mounting studs goes on this part on the bottom, as shown on the back of the sheet here. You can see that. So it shows it being mounted there, and the picture doesn't show it in the best way. The top one goes, but I assume it's going to be probably in the middle. In that hole there, hopefully. If not, I'll readjust it to the appropriate one and I'll let you guys know. So to assemble them, we got each set here. Four. Move this guy to the side for better view. It's going to require these two washers. One of them is a split lock zinc. Just this little guy here. So for each mounting stud, you're going to need these components there, which is listed on this part here for both sides. Alright, so let's put these together. Okay, so it looks like the spacer is going to be put between the mounting studs and the heat shield. So spacer is going to be put there. This is the lower heat shield here. So put in there between the mounting stud and the heat shield. So the spacer will be put actually split like that. So in between, as you can see, the I believe it's called the split lock zinc will be put there. The other washer on the other side, just like that, followed by the white piece and then the mounting stud itself. So pretty simple, and all be done by hand and then tightened with a screwdriver if needed, just to keep it more stable. Alright, once I get the other one on and tightened, I'll move on to the next step. So I got the mounting studs placed onto the lower heat shield. Next step is number 7, which will be to install the provided filter adapter into the heat shield and secure it with the provided hardware. And this is the heat shield that has the filter. So now we will put the filter adapter and secure it with the hardware. Those steps again going to be shown on the flip side. So this is this part here, the upper heat shield. It's going to be the one that's shown with the logo right there, like that. And this part will be bolted onto the top piece as shown before. Alright, now this step is a bit tricky because you're gonna have to put the washers top of this part, mount underneath there, and put the bolts on top. So I'm gonna do that real quick and then see you guys once it's done. Okay, got the adapter on. I'll move on to the next step. Okay, next step, we put the filter onto the upper heat shield, step number 7. Install the provided air filter onto the filter adapter and secure with the provided hose clamp, which is already on there. So once we get that done, we'll be inside of this part there, and I'll see you again once it's finished. Alright, so after the filter is put in to the upper heat shield, next step would be to assemble the badge and put that into the cover there. Alright, once this is finished, I'll get back to you guys. Alright, looking good. Now that the badge is in, next step is to assemble the 2 filter housing halves, the fresh air scoop, secure the provided hardware. This piece that we took out previously will be mounted back into 2 parts of the heat shields once those are put together. Okay, back onto this page for the 2 halves to be assembled. Looks like one will sit on top of the other, and from this point it's pretty much assumption that this one here is going to be sitting down like that. This one, the direction of the filter, we placed like this. So I mean, it pretty much goes together like a puzzle. You know, you got the spaces there, go into those holes, and the back one here as well. So yeah, once I'll have this put together with the hardware I have up here, I'll see you guys in the next step. I recommend starting off with this point here. So once this is together, you'll have this gap here to fit the washer through on top of the split lock zincs and the 12mm bolt. Yeah, like I said, start off with that one first. Okie doke, got them all in. Now, previously I assumed that this mounting point would be in the center of these 2 holes, which I was correct. So when you put these on, make sure you put this one in the middle, because these 2 are going to have to be open for these bolts to be installed. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten them all now, and we'll move on to the next step of putting this and that piece back together. Alright, I made a mistake. So you're supposed to put the this part inside of the lower part first, and then cover it with the top part, and then you put it all together. So I gotta go backwards, take out all these freaking, not those ones, but I gotta go back, take out all these things again, and do it the correct way. Yeah, because damn, I'm stupid sometimes, I'll tell you. Okay, now this is in the correct order. This being attached to the bottom there. Now we can put this back into the engine bay. So I'll see you guys over there. Alright, next step would be to remove the factory air filter. So should just pretty much lift straight out. Don't want to touch the factory filter itself. Okay, got it out of one. There we go. Now it's out of both clamps. It's good there. Now these 2 spots are where the, see on the bottom there, those 2 go into. Now, fun part here, putting this back into the engine compartment. So first things first, let's put the mounting points into the factory ones there, and lay this part back over the two spots you see exposed there. So make sure to do this all in fluid motion. Very important to have the mounting brackets for the intake put in correctly. Alright, we're almost there. Seems like it's pretty much there. Yeah, I think it's in. Yeah, okay. Once this is moved over, I'll have to tie this, or screw this bolt back in. So we'll do that now. Okay. Now we'll put factory bolt back in. Same one that was originally in there. Stated in the directional sheet. Keep constant pressure. Sure this mounts correctly. Alright, now that we've done it by hand, use a ratchet. Whoops. To finish it off, make sure it's fully tightened. Make sure not to scratch up the intake heat shield. Alright, that's nice and tight. Good. Probably able to stand on it now, but I won't do that test. Alright, up next, need to put these back in, which I have over here. And it's the same size as the bolt there. Put these back in as well. So this goes on top. Hand first. Don't do the other one. Okay. Now use the same ratchet to tighten these guys. There's one. There's the other. Okay, it's secure. Alright, next step will be connecting the hose, the two clamps provided. Alright. It's tiring work. Especially when it's cold, it's snowing outside. Alright, so let's get this opened up. Another piece in here. Oh, okay. Alright, wow, look at that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, not too bad. Could be a bit smoother, but yeah, looks good. Okay, now that we've completed step number 9, we'll move on to step 10, which is to remove the mass air sensor from the factory housing. Install it in the aftermarket tube, right there. And back side of this piece of paper. This is the instructions that shows the two screws there. Those are B screws of the M4s. Two. Those are going to be these tiny ones there. So we're going to be using those screws instead of the or the other ones, the factory ones, wherever they are. We're going to be using those ones to put the new inlet pipe into the air sensor. Alright, so it's actually easier to do it this way, since unclipping this part is a pain in the ass. So I'm going to keep the sensor on the part here and just put it directly into the inlet pipe like that. And then from that point we'll screw it back into those two spots there. And then the pipe should fit directly in between the gap right there once I take out the stuff blocking the holes. So we're all done with this step. It's nice and secure all around. Now the next part would be to put this hose around this part of the pipe and then clamp this end onto this part here and secure it using these two clamps. Okay guys, so we got the two clamps around the hose here, which will be put over this gap like such. And trick to this is to feel all around to make sure that the lip fits directly over this this part here. So we'll do that now. Get it in place. Here we go. Okay. Easier than I expected. Okay. All right. So a little bit of a gap there. So make sure that's nice and tight. Feel all around. Make sure there's no gaps on the bottom. Once it feels like it's secure, we'll move these guys back up here. Then move the inlet pipe down more to make sure it hits the bottom part of the this back piece that's hidden underneath the hose. So some more wriggling and wriggling and wriggling. Make sure that it can't move down anymore. Okay, once you feel like this is on there down all the way, can't move down anymore. Next step is to make sure that the gap here is as close as possible to one another, so that when you put the clamp back on and tighten it, it'll be as secure as possible, so no air can escape. Alright, so it's a bit curved for the pipe here. So right now it's looking pretty good. Yeah. A little bit of movement, but once we tighten this, which I'll do right now, we'll see just how much space there is, if any, and make adjustments from there. Alright, so I'll tighten this guy up, and once that's finished, I'll see you guys afterwards. Okay, just finished hand tightening this little guy. Now it's nice and secure. Pretty much the last step is going to be tightening these equally spaced out on the hose. Put one there, and I'll try to find a way to hide them underneath the compartment, so they're not inaccessible, but they don't show as much. You see the weather outside while I'm doing this. It's not too pleasant outside. Luckily the garage is kind of warm, so definitely not feeling the wind chill in here. Alright guys, it is done. Installation is complete. I'm gonna check over the instructions and make sure I didn't forget anything, but everything is back in place. It's really tight. Nothing is really moving or giving way, so. And yeah, I put these the clamps facing on the downward side, a bit hidden behind the hose. So when you're looking at the engine bay from this point of view, you can't really see it unless you get up close to this angle. But yeah, I'm gonna check the instructions like I said, and then I'll get this all cleaned up for a bit to take some shots and get some footage. All right, that was a fun experience for a first mod underneath the engine bay. Yeah, difficulty level, it really wasn't that bad. It took a bit longer than I expected, but that's usually how it goes whenever you're filming and installing something at the same time. But yeah, and doing this in the semi-warmth of my garage in the middle of the snowstorm, it's quite the experience. But yeah, I loved it. It was very nice. Yeah, I can't wait to see how it differs from the factory. I'm definitely going to do another video showing the difference between the stock sound and then the sound with the new intake, to do a compare and contrast and see also if the feeling is any different on the pedal, which I really don't expect it to be. And yeah, because I mean a mod like this is 12 horsepower. It's not really going to be that much of a difference, especially in a vehicle as large as this. But yeah, I mean, it looks good, and I'm sure it's going to sound just as great. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, found it informational. I'm going to be doing other videos like that, tutorials, installation, how-tos. So yeah, subscribe, stay tuned for more things to come. I'm also going to be doing videos like this, just like driving vlogs and stuff, just talking about different topics related to the car scene or just my car itself, like plans that I have for it. So yeah, oh, that's nice. People really, I don't know what it is. People say they don't really like the new Type R, like the body style, but I think it's perfect. I mean, the previous gen was just a bit too over the top for me. Just the styling was, it seemed more like outlandish. Yeah, the new one now, it seems more appropriate to me than the previous gen. Almost forgot to mention, I will also be doing, my next video is going to be a review of the intake. Because I've had it in this car for a couple of weeks now, I would say. So yeah, the next video is going to be a post-install review after about 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, that's going to be a fun video to make as well, showing a bit of a before and after, and just comparing the stock sound with the new sound of the AEM intake, which I mean is really, really nice in my opinion. So yeah, I'll get that video done ASAP, so you guys can hear and see the difference between the stock intake and the aftermarket one that I installed in this video. Like I said, I'm going to be doing videos like this, talking like face to face, at least with the camera, while I'm driving. So yeah, subscribe. If you like this video, give it a like, thumbs up, comment down below any suggestions you have for stuff you would like to see me do. I'll take any guidance right now. I'm starting off, I want to try and make this into another hobby of mine. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.